Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and this is your stimulus check update for the next stimulus package for Friday, February 5th. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Friday afternoon so far. In this video, I'll be discussing updates in regards to the current relief package and the third stimulus check. I'll also be discussing the $1,400 direct payments, the final steps required to pass the reconciliation bill, and then I'll be wrapping up this video by answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. But first, if you wouldn't mind real quickly liking this video, give me a big thumbs up. It really just helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of pushing this video out to other viewers like you, and hopefully helping other people like you as well. Okay, so with the Senate wrapping up their vote-a-rama and passing the budget resolution, it will now move on to the House, where they're also expected to approve it as well. So now, all that's left to do is for Democrats to write up the relief package, pass it in both chambers, and send it off to President Biden's desk for the final approval. Unfortunately though, this isn't going to be an overnight process. Again, it's being estimated that best case scenario, they'll have this bill passed by the middle of March. Starting next week, House committees will begin marking up sections of the reconciliation package for the relief bill. Over the next 2 weeks, there won't be any votes on the floor, so there will be plenty of time to draft up the bill. After the House committees complete their work, they'll send it off to the budget panel, where they'll assemble the final version of the reconciliation package. Then, after the budget panel wraps up the final version of the reconciliation package, they'll vote on it and send the measure to the Rules Committee, who will prep it for the House floor. And finally, the floor vote in the House, which is like one of the final levels of a video game, will take place at some point in late February. If this process sounds confusing to you, believe me, you're definitely not alone. Basically, to even get this bill to the floor of the House for a vote, it's a long, complicated process. The good news is that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said she hopes to have this bill passed within the next couple of weeks. Worst case scenario, this bill should pass the House in the last week of February. After it passes the House, which it will, considering Democrats do have the majority, the bill will then move on to the Senate. Once the bill reaches the Senate, they'll also have to vote on and approve the bill, and it's their hope they can have it passed in the Senate by the 7th of March. If they're able to hit that deadline, they hope that people won't see a lapse in their unemployment benefits. Considering the federal unemployment benefits from the most recent $900 billion relief package expires on March 14th, they'll need to pass this bill around a week before then. Between now and when the bill actually passes, there's a lot that Democratic lawmakers have to debate over. Right now, there are debates on whether or not to target the next round of relief payments, and whether or not they'll be able to legally keep the provision to increase the federal minimum wage up to $15 per hour. At the moment, they're still looking at possibly targeting the next round of direct payments to individuals earning $50,000 per year and married couples earning $100,000 per year. As far as the federal minimum wage goes, they hope to keep that included in the bill by making it so it would slowly increase over the next 5 years rather than going up immediately. So, just to recap, we are getting closer to passing the final reconciliation bill, and even though March seems like a long ways away, there is a very good chance this bill will pass. Unlike the last round of relief, where they needed 60 votes in the Senate, Democrats will be able to pass this in a completely partisan way. As long as they can get Joe Manchin on board with the plan, we should see the next round of relief at some point in early to mid-March. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to move right along to answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. And if you do have any other comments or questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I do try to answer as many of the comments and questions as I possibly can, but for those comments and questions I'm not able to respond to, I do try to pick some of the more popular ones to answer in the next video in video form. Okay, so without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into the first comment of this video, which is from John. John says, "Hi Josh, how likely is it that they will lower the income limits to $50,000 for single individuals and $100,000 for married couples? It seems unfair that a household that makes $110,000 gets screwed out of a check. They really think that someone who makes $60,000 per year is doing just fine right now? Total bull. So it went from guaranteed $2,000 to $1,400 to $0 for any couples under $150,000, but over $100,000. That group really gets screwed, in my opinion." Okay, thank you so much for your comment, John, and I can definitely see where you're coming from. For this next round of relief payments, it's really difficult to target it to a certain income group. Even those who did lose their jobs or suffer a loss in income, they could still be struggling otherwise throughout the pandemic. Because of that, in my opinion at least, they shouldn't reduce the amount of people who receive the third round of payments. Now, unfortunately, I would say that the likelihood they do target the next round of payments to individuals earning $50,000 per year and married couples earning $100,000 per year is pretty strong. At this point, both Democrats and Republicans believe that these checks should be more targeted, so it's a pretty bipartisan issue. However, in your case, being married and earning $110,000 per year, more than likely you should still end up receiving something. It wouldn't be the full $1,400, but more than likely, just like the first two round of payments, there will be a phase out period. So, for married couples, the payments may completely phase out at $120,000 per year, meaning that you may still receive a combined $1,400 payment rather than the full $2,800. With that said, we should learn a whole lot more about all this in the next couple of weeks, and I'll definitely make sure to keep you updated. Okay, moving along to the next comment today's video, which is from Terry. Terry says, question, with the third stimulus of $1,400, would we get extra money if we have dependents or kids? Okay, thank you so much for your question, Terry, and yes, you would. At the moment, more than likely, you'll end up receiving an additional $1,400 for each kid you have under the age of 17. For dependents over the age of 17, since they missed out on the second direct payment, they'll be eligible to receive $2,000. Now, it hasn't been said who will receive the payment for the dependent over the age of 17, if it'll be the dependent or the person who claims them, but I'll definitely make sure to keep you updated. Okay, moving along to the next comment today's video, which is from Explosion. Explosion says, Josh, are they going to pass $2,000 checks every month until the pandemic is over? Okay, thank you so much for your question, and more than likely, there won't be. Even though some of the more progressive Democrats have urged Joe Biden to push Congress to include recurring $2,000 direct payments every single month until the pandemic is over, for the more moderate Democrats at least, it just isn't that realistic of an option. At the moment, realistically speaking, we're only looking at a one-time payment of $1,400 for the next one. After this relief package passes, there is a small possibility Congress passes another bill with yet another direct payment in it, but there are certainly no guarantees. Alright, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It is completely free to do so, and it's a great support to me. Also, if you'd like to receive 4 free stocks from Webull, with 2 of them valued all the way up to $1,600 each, or 1 free stock from Robinhood just for signing up and linking your bank account, please feel free to claim those free stocks by clicking the link in the description box below. And finally, if you join Rakuten with my referral link in the description box below and spend at least $20, Rakuten will give you $20 cash back. This means that you could buy an item through Rakuten with one of their referral links, such as Adidas, for $20, which would be right around $22 after tax, and Rakuten will give you $20 just for making that purchase. This is just an incredible deal that we'd love for everyone to take advantage of. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you guys, and I hope you have a great day today.